Okay, we're going to get into this kind of real quick. I'm going to let you know what happened to me. Going back on my phone. Okay, can y'all see that? It says JP Morgan Chase. Okay, now then, this lady called me from JP Morgan Chase, and I did check the number while I was talking to her. And she said they blocked a $1,000 withdrawal from my account. And I said, okay, thank you very much. I was just all pleased. And anyway, she calls. She says, but before we get into anything, she says, I need to make sure that you are who you say you are. Now, she called here, okay, on my regular phone. So I said, okay. And I know that Chase does this. They will, I have to kind of block this out. I don't know if y'all can see that. Anyway, so she calls on my cell phone and she says, I need you to, she says, you're going to first tell me, she says, I'm going to send you a code and I want you to read the code back to me. And I says, okay. And I know they do this to verify, so I read it back to her. And she says, okay. And she says, you need to protect yourself and change your PIN number. And I said, okay. So she says, and we make it pretty simple. She says, just think of, since we're already connected through Chase and everything, she says, just think of any PIN number you want to. Don't tell me what it is, and punch it into your cell phone. So I did, not thinking anything about it. After I hung up, I says, well, I'm going to go make sure that that $1,000 was not drawn out. And I went in there and $400 was drawn out in four increments of 100 each down in Mesa, which is a 2 hour drive from here. And so immediately I called their fraud line and I talked to Hamby. And yes, I'm dropping dimes. Hamby says, okay. He says, you promise you didn't have anything to do with this? And I says, yeah, I'm calling you from my home phone right now. And and it said that it had been drawn out in Mesa. And I says, that's 2 hours away from here. He says, okay, you are taken care of. And that's what he said. So that's a false sense of security. A week later goes by, and I look and I still see the $400, missing. So I called him back. And then I was told, well, you have to file a claim to get your money back. Okay, so I says, how do I do that? Well, we can help you with it right now. And so She says, first I need to verify who you are. And she called my cell phone and had me read back the code that she sent me. So I did. And so anyway, she says, okay, so now we verified you and you swear under perjury or whatever that you did not do this. And I says, no, I did not. And if y'all have a any type of log system, you can see where I called it in just minutes after it happened. She says, okay, good. She says, well, they're going to do an investigation. They're going to give you money back right now, but then they're going to do an investigation. Well, 2 days go by and I finally get the money back in. And then 3 days go by, 3 or 4 days maybe, and I get a letter and it says I authorized it. I didn't authorize that. Why would I authorize it? How did I authorize it? I didn't authorize anything. I called them back, and first guy I talked to, his name was Steve. And I says, hey, I got a letter stating I authorized that, and I didn't authorize it. And he says, I know you didn't. And he says, let me get you to the person who handles that. And he connected me to Mark, whose real name is Cedric. Yes, I'm dropping dimes. And because I don't like him. He's lucky I don't live around there. Anyway, what he did is he told me, he says, well, this one's going to be, he says, we're going to open a second investigation, but it's going to be more intense. And I says, okay. I says, because even my doctor will say there's no way I can drive to Mesa and back. And he says, okay. The very next day, I received another, maybe 2 days, another letter stating that I authorized it. So I went down to Chase. Well, I called him back again, and I says, y'all need to get the FBI in on this because I think it was interbank. And because the lady that called was from Chase. And the guy says, well, I assure you that that doesn't. I says, y'all need to get the FBI in. They didn't want to listen to me or anything. So I went down to the police department here and spoke to 2 detectives and a victim's advocate. And, you know, they says, well, what you need to do right away is close your accounts because this person has your cell phone number and has your regular phone number and everything. And so they've got all your information. And they says, in order for them to get your debit card number, all they have to do is walk behind you and scan it. And so I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And but still, I didn't know how they had withdrawn the money. It made no sense to me. And so they says, go ahead and go to the bank and tell them you want to close your account. Well, I go to the bank and I talked to Chase first. Yes, his name was Chase. He was cool. And he could tell I was upset, you know, and I was. What do you expect? I had $400 missing. And he says, he brought in a vice president who came in and he was pretty cool. His name was Aaron. So Aaron gets on the phone and he calls the headquarters of Chase and he gives her a code so that she could talk to him, you know. And then all of a sudden he says, I don't think he has a clue about digital wallets. He looks at me, he goes, do you know what a digital wallet is? I said, nope. And I didn't. I had no clue. And now all this time, here I am wondering how they stole the money. And this is the first time I heard it. I actually had to go down there. And I was mad. And I told him, I said, you see that grass out front? I says, I'm going to pitch a tent right there when I can't stay in my apartment because I won't be able to pay rent. And I said, you're going to have to give me the keys to the building so I can get in and out to go to the bathroom. And he started laughing. I says, I'm not laughing. And I says, and I will put up a sign, homeless vet. And they says, well, half the guys who are, I said, I'll put up a sign, homeless and disabled vet. And he says, half the guys who are out there, or even more than half the guys, are faking it and they're not really disabled. And I pulled out my ID card and I said, look underneath my picture. It says service connected. I'm the real deal. I was mad. I was furious. And I says, I'm thinking about suing Chase. And I still am. Anyway, so they informed me after he's talking to this girl that I was scammed. And I said, scammed? And they says, yeah. And I says, so how did that work? And they says, what happened is when she called you on your cell phone and told you to punch in any number that you could think of, they had already set up a digital wallet. And what I did was authorized it by doing that. And I'm like, well, that's, that's theft. And I said, it's fraud. Well, they don't look at it that way. They call it a scam and it's not covered, even though it was under my Visa card. Then they knew I was still mad and I was thinking about suing Chase, and I still am. They said, we'll have headquarters call you. Okay. So they said they'll probably call you within a day. This is on a Thursday. Friday goes by, nothing. Saturday goes by, nothing. Monday, Tuesday goes by, nothing. Wednesday, I go to the dentist. I get home, and I got a call. And I'm going to play this for you, too, because I have nothing to hide. And you can copy these numbers down and call them if you want. I don't care.
No new message. Hello, my name is Elizabeth. Hi, this is Donald. Hello, this is Donald with the church branch. Something echoes when I'm calling for Donald. I'm calling regarding a recent feedback that was being earlier because I might have actually given one of the general CPS coming down past 557979530 and Century 005 00465 against Century 5 00465 you may call any time from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Central Time. Thank you and have a great day.
Now, if you got a number out of that, please call it.
Wednesday, 12:47. Hi, this is. Hi, Mr. Okay, hi, Black. End of final message.
Because I called it, I had to rerun that about 6 times to where I could get a number out of it. Once I got the number, I called. And what did I get? The number you have called has been disconnected. Doo-doo-doo. And I'm like, what the heck? And I could hardly understand her. Now, this is Chase's headquarters. They need to send ICE in there and do a sweep. Anyway, so while I was in the bank, this is, oh, well, you don't need to close your account because the police, they don't know. They think they know, but they don't know that this person really doesn't have all your information. Well, she called on my phone, my regular phone and my cell phone. She has all my, and has my credit card. She has all my information. So anyway, and you heard that lady. When that lady called me back, okay, she called me back and I told her I wanted to do a formal complaint against Mark, whose real name is Cedric, or Cedric. I don't care. I'm diming them out. They go by pseudo names in there because they know they're screwy. And anyway, and I hope Chase sues me. Sends me a letter of cease and desist or something. I don't care because I'll fire one right back. I mean, I'm still mad about it. And anyway, so that was $400. And my doctor is even going to write out a letter stating that there's no way I could even drive down the Mesa, and much less drive down there and come back in just seconds, minutes to file that. Even on a jet, you could not do that. So, and it is theft and it is fraud, and I don't give a damn how Chase calls it. They can call it scammed or whatever. They're scammed. Anyway, I went into YouTube and I found a whole bunch of these where people, Chase won't pay anything. So when I was talking to the lady, I says, I tried to call you back and it gave me a disconnected number. And she says, oh, we don't know why it does that, but when we're not in the office, it automatically does that. You're talking to a major bank that can't even get their phone lines straightened out. That's just wrong. So I'm slowly but surely getting rid of that account. And I did open another account, and I'm letting you know right now, I got paid 3 days earlier. And Chase has put up a thing, because I saw it, where you can actually question or dispute a charge a lot quicker now. Well, I don't care what they say. My new bank I'm happy with. My new bank gave me $100 and paid my insurance for my car and my renter's insurance as well. Hey, Chase never offered any of that stuff. So, but the people in the actual bank here were really nice. And, when I was talking to Aaron, talking to Aaron, I says, well, he said that I says, this Mark said he was going to open up a secondary investigation. Aaron started shaking his, he says, well, that's unusual because Chase does not do that. And I says, so he lied to me? And they said, yeah. So, Mark, you're a liar. Mark needs to be terminated. And I need my $400 back. So anyway, if y'all get a call, especially from Chase Bank, don't trust it. Period. And especially if they try to get you to punch anything into your cell phone, don't do it. And if I catch the girl, I will hurt her. I'm telling you right now. It will be bad for her. Now, the police are in on it, and hopefully they'll find her. And there's another lady who's disabled in the same area as me, and she can't even use her phone. She can't even get groceries because some lady's got all that tied up, some other lady. And so hopefully the police can match these together, and they can get that woman and throw her under the prison. And if she's got kids, too bad. She doesn't get to see them. I'm serious. I mean, you got two disabled people and they're slamming us, and Chase don't care. Anyway, that's my little dish for today on that. I want to get off of that because it just gets my blood pressure up when I think about it. And it just and they can't even get their phones right. Chase can't. So don't do business with Chase. That's the bottom line. And I couldn't believe, if you look up don't do business with Chase on YouTube, you're going to find a whole bunch of them. So it didn't just happen to me. It happened to a lot of people. But $400 out of my money, because I'm on Social Security, is $400. That's like almost half. So yeah, y'all just be careful. And if you're in a warm place, go swimming. If you're in a cold place, find a warm place to go swimming. Can't do that? Snuggle up with someone. Just make sure she's not a Chase employee, 'cause she'll rip you off. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later.